Test 1, 2. All right. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Can everybody hear me? Let's see. Just playing around right now. That was just a little arpeggiator inside of Ableton. To the Leipzig. Little filter FM from VCO1. Cool. So we'll just give it a few more minutes. We just started, so what I kind of started to do was I was making some like kick drums and some snares. So, and then I just created this cool little bass riff. So this kick is the Leipzig. I hope you have headphones, by the way, or great speakers, because this kick is boomy. Just go through a couple of them, or the ones I made. Couple snare layers too. I'm going to track that bass line real quick. Turn my arpeggiator back on real quick. Cool. Let's record this. extract a little bass line. So now we got that as audio. And we can move on to something else. Okay. Let's do some hi-hats. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to put in a little, just 16 steps here. Switch over to Ableton. I'm just going to draw in just 16 steps. Let's play this. It's not going to sound very good for right now, but we'll get there. Get a little filter FM, get a little extra character. Let's see what we can get here. All right, we got a couple different possibilities here. Let's do this. Definitely snappy envelopes. All right, I think we got enough. Let's see here. So far everything is the Leipzig that you're hearing. All the drums, the snare, the kick drum, the bass, the effects. So the main difference, we have, well, there's a headphone output built in on version 3, CV inputs and outputs, and just a more advanced sequencer. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure the VCO2 rhythm, which is on each step, depending on where the CV value is, it'll turn on and off the pulse wave on VCO2. Cool. Oh yes, the illuminated, the illuminated power switch and LEDs on the, like the LFO and the CV sequencer. Cool. Okay. So I had the idea of taking some of these. We won't get too carried away, but we'll take some of the drum sounds that I've made, like a few really cool kicks, a few good snares, some hi hats, and we'll put a little kit together. So, all right, let's do some more sound design. Turn our arpeggiator off. There's just a little filter FM there. So the modulation section, each VCO1, VCO2, and the filter have their own modulation assignment. So you can choose between either the triangle or the pulse wave, square wave on the LFO. You can do for VCO1. You could do envelope 1 for modulation. For VCO2. It's envelope 2, and then velocity to VCO2, or VCO2 to VCO1. So like your classic X mod, cross mod. Open. Oh, sync is on. Gnarly. Sounds incredible. Cool. All right. We had that drone hi-hat thing that we did. just had a little riff, made a cool bass sound. Let's record that. All right, cool. Just label this real quick. Let's do something like stringy lead. Let's see where we can go with this. Cool, let's put a little delay. What else can we do here? Filter FM always makes everything sound better. Especially with the resonance cranked up. let's start recording. So obviously, when you have a, well, not obviously, when you have a synth that is, what you see is what you get. No patch memory, no computer control, just pure analog fatness. You ultimately want to be ready to record at all times. That's my recommendation. You're always going to come up with something really cool and go, oh man, I totally wish I was recording that. So, yeah, and then end up with your happy accidents. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Just put the MIDI down. Let's just get the audio of that real quick. And what we can do is like take that, completely unquantized, the playing, of course, as if you could tell, and we can just take that and start chopping it up and come up with like some cool elements here. I'll just switch back to the Ableton view. And where are we at? On the main. Let's put this on this last synth track. And see if we can't find a little loop here that would be of value. Sure, that's usable. Let's do like this little sequence. Oops, sorry, I can't. I gotta also solo my microphone. This little sequence is from the sequencer, and you can get into some pretty wild territory. Let's see what we can do with this. We'll try another sequence, and then we'll also do what we can do with the sync source. Yeah, this synth sounds spectacular. So what we can do is, one of the options on the Leipzig is MIDI note 0. So like C minus 2 will advance the sequencer one step with each trigger. So on my sync source, if I go over to note and I go to my DAW, I'll show you. And I just go down the MIDI note 0. Let's put in not quite something straight, like, just 16th notes or something like that, but let's do like, something slightly, offbeat. So now it's actually stepping through based on the notes that I put on C -2. So you can get some very, very cool, very interesting sequence results that way. Now, you'll notice there's a riff playing, even though I have no data in here other than what is on MIDI note, MIDI note 0. So it's actually going to play back the last. It stores the last 16 notes that came in all the time. So it's constantly rewriting and storing new MIDI information inside of the sequencer. So with that, if I just were to change the clock to the LFO, this sequence is kind of built into this to the synth now. This was just happened to be the last few MIDI notes that I played into it, and it's stored. It's stored inside. And now let's just have fun with this. Actually, this is really cool. We're using the LFO as a clock now, just to do something quick. Very cool. All that talk about always be recording in here. I am not recording that. So let's go back to, I went back to the note 0, so C -2 for clock, so I'll just step through. Bizarrely beautiful, totally unquantized. Let's see if we can't find a little bit of a sweet spot here. was actually really cool. So what happened was the sequencer had taken in the notes in one of the previous riffs that we had done, kept that stored inside, and then we used note 0 to step through the notes that were stored. But then we were not quite in sync with the DAW, or in other words, like the first note I put in didn't play back on step 1, and it kind of remixed the sequence, and that was really cool. So what I did was I made a copy of that. I'll jump back to Ableton, and I made a copy of that MIDI clip, that note 0 pattern, and let's just alter it a little bit. So let's move a couple of the notes around and see what this sounds like. Cool. So, kind of the sequencer not in a nutshell, but just an example of some just really cool stuff. And yeah, you literally could get lost for hours. As a matter of fact, when I first got this, I unboxed it and I just plugged in some headphones, and I literally just turned the LFO on, the clock, and just ran the last MIDI notes that were in there, and I just played with it for like an hour and a half, and I didn't even bring a controller out. It was just, and I got lost just running that sequence and to different destinations. It was cool. Endless fun. Is everybody watching got headphones on or like decent speakers, not just on a mobile? I was gonna do some kick drums or something, and man, if you're not listening to it on good speakers, definitely come back and check this spot out later. But let's see, because it had really some nice kicks came out of this. Let's get us back to like somewhat of a knit style sound. All right. We don't need reverb and delay necessarily. There are, as far as I can tell, a couple different places you can overdrive the synth too. You can overdrive the mixer section, which I find, around anything over 12 o'clock, and same with the VCA. Now, to be fair, I do have a limiter on when I get pretty high, so that could be skewing what we're hearing. But you can definitely get a pretty dirty sound just by overdriving the synth just internally. I hope you're hearing this on headphones. Otherwise, it's just going to sound like clicks. But man, really nice kick drums. We can bring an oscillator in. And we're not too far away from, their 808-ish. Put a little pitch envelope on VCO1. I'm not sure what Can You Show the V3 means. Okay, cool. So yeah, nice, really, really cool drum capabilities. Oh, I'm sorry. I was on Ableton View. I apologize, you guys. I'm sorry. All right. So, yeah, that my monitor is to the left. I apologize about that. So we'll kind of do this again. So we're hearing some oscillator. I started off with just the resonance cranked up, no oscillator, resonance cranked, a little bit of pitch or a little bit of envelope, filter envelope, and that's all just the filter. And then shaping it, of course, with your envelopes. Oh, we can turn the filter FM. And then if I wanted to bring in, bring an oscillator in. at this point, you could tune it. So I'm using the resonance like an oscillator in a particular sense. And if I wanted to have it be in tune, I just find the sweet spot where it's in tune with the oscillator. And I already tuned VCO1 before I did this, so I know it's at least chromatic when I play. It'll match if I were to do something on another synth or. Yeah, endless fun. A little filter FM, because we're using the resonance again for a bulk of the kick drum here, but a little filter FM could give it more of that crunchy over distortion sound, kind of wave shaped even. I guess actually that is what it is in a particular sense. No, not gonna hear VCO2 here. From kick to bass in the twist of one knob. 2. So here we have, I'll play through a few kick drums that I made earlier, like. That one's like super Chemical Brothers, reminds me of. So much sub. Cool. Any requests? Yeah, again, I do hope you're listening to this with headphones or speakers on. We haven't even done anything like, shaping this with like EQ. I've got a little sidechain compression on, so when I talk, it lowers the volume. But we're not, haven't gone really nuts on like, it's one thing to come up with a cool riff, but then there's a whole nother world of what do you do with it after you've recorded it. Chopping things up, transposing things up an octave, adding effects, reversing sections. You can just go nuts with the audio processing. But we do have quite a few layers here. We could start to like. We could start to build something with this. I can't resist the urge to put in like just a simple closed hi-hat anymore. I'm going to find like just an 808. 808 hi-hat. Yeah, so many different. We've got way too actually kind of an overload of parts right now that we could work with. That I made that riser sound using two different pitch envelopes. Let's see if we can try to get in the same ballpark again. Oh my god, the sub oscillator is just so fat on this. I do love how it can just totally overpower the mixer, so you can have a nice balance. And then turn on the sub oscillator. And it just pushes everything out of the way. That sounds awesome. All right, what were we doing? Pardon me. Yeah, we were going to do... we're going to use two different modulation assignments and do like a... Let's get like a little bit more plain on the sound. You know, no FM at this point. All right, so there's one oscillator. Turn sync off. Oh, I hope if we tune these. Let's just appreciate how awesome those two sawtooth waves sound. That's just two oscillators. That first little wham is just VCO1 to envelope 1, and now we can do VCO2 to envelope 2. And I can use the sustain to hold where I want it to go after it goes through the attack decay cycle. So somewhere in that ballpark. That's a fun sound. So two independent envelopes on each of the VCOs, and then independent glide too. So. Just a very capable synth. Cool. Any requests? Anything you guys want to see? Let's see what else do we got here? We'll give that patch a break here. I'm loop hunting now. Just recorded a bunch of, just a few riffs. You know, not everything you record is going to be a winner. But if I wanted to, you know, if that horse wasn't dead yet and I wanted to see what I could do, you know, I could like cut this up, slice individual note chunks out, and like rearrange a sequence or something. Just, you know, there's always value in having like a tuned synth note recorded, which I just take a little snippet, turn it into its own sample, load it up into, you know, the Polygon tracker or something like that, and just go to town. Creating your own content is always nice. Have a pool of just random stuff that you don't think you'll ever use. All right, we got that bass riff. Oh yeah, cool little arpeggio. So this riff here is using VCO2 sync. So I've got sync on VCO2 turned on. And I do love that trick. So let's show you how I do that. Let's turn I had an arpeggio on this patch. Let's get out of here. So we're back to this riff again. Cool, we got that. With VCO2, let me just stop so I can talk for a second. So VCO2, we'll turn sync on. Always one of my favorite style sounds, especially for bass, like synth bass. Turn on sync, and you can dial in some extra harmonics with the second oscillator. So let's see what we can do. So. Envelope 2, you know your classic sync sound, right? The pitch of VCO2 to envelope 2 in this case. So yeah, that's one of my favorite, synth bass tricks, like or lead tricks. I mean, sync is just such a powerful sound design tool. Used in not just like the classic, sync sound context. Cool. Well, dang, it's already been like almost an hour, so. Does anyone have anything they want to hear or see? I know, right? The sub oscillator. That it just, yeah. I don't know. So many synths have sub oscillators, but yet just the way that this mixes in is just quite spectacular. Just something about the way it just pushes out everything else. Wow. Like it, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that sub oscillator. That was Filter FM with the resonance cranked up. Still get the sharp resonance, but you get it's just more dirty and not quite as sharp or piercing, I guess, rather, right? That's pretty cool. Nice. That was actually a cool little effect that we got there. Right on. I'm going to save that. Cool. Yeah, the drum part soloed, sure. Let's just, here, let me solo the mic. Cool. So we got that. I created just a little noise hi-hat. As a matter of fact, I even wanted to just EQ this because there's a lot of low energy there. I mean, it's white noise, so it's totally full spectrum, right? So let me just, cool. So there's a little hi-hat riff, a second one, just more higher timbre, two different snares, I did like more of try to get more of a body out of it. This I used an oscillator on with some noise, so there's a slight amount of pitch. And then this one just pure noise right on top of it. And together, they make up the elements of a snare drum. As a matter of fact, let's just try to do something. Yeah, let's do another little percussive loop thing. So I got to remember to unsolo my microphone last. Cool. Say bye to the 808 hi-hat. Let's go to note 0. Switch back to the Leipzig. Cool, so let's go to note 0. I think, did I have something with just a raw sequence painted in? Or just like 16th notes for some hi-hats? Perfect, here we go. Cool, I just dragging this all the way down. So I got note 0. I've got note 0 playing on the triggering the CV sequencer, and then I've just got like a random A, keyed in here. And let's see what we can do with some like get a little percussive bleepy bloopy. Don't judge me if this doesn't turn out well. What can we do here? Just turn up this kick drum for a bit. Okay, what can we do here? VCO2, let's turn sync off. I feel like this is like instant Chemical Brothers. I should definitely be recording this. Can hold the step button down to freeze the sequence, let it go, and then kind of have it pick up at a random spot. Oh, we haven't even really kind of like staggered the sequence. So like, I'm going to take, as you can see, maybe it might be a little bit blurry. The bottom row of notes is just the C0 or C minus 2. So let's just take out some notes at random. So now we're just stepping through in eighth notes instead. So. Can we bring something? Yeah, that kind of works. Cool. Mr. Tom, thank you very much. Thank you for making such an inspiring instrument. This is like really cool. So, boom. All right, let's just stop it at that. That's so cool. That's actually really cool. Oh, I tried to record that and it started playing notes on the DAW. Let me stop that sequence. I want to record this. Okay. That is so cool. All right. See, just get lost for hours on this thing. It's just amazing. And then the sound, like, okay, yeah, it's an analog synth with two oscillators, two envelopes. You know, um, dare you call it simple? But there's so many little twists, like things you can do with the CV sequencer, and we didn't even play with like the rhythm, stepping on and off per step, like the square wave on VCO2. Um, there's just so many cool little things that you can do that are just you won't see on a classic analog synth. So this is like highly inspiring. So we have, it looks like more people join. We've been through a lot. Anyone have any requests? So let me get my my MIDI back on here. We'll just play something. Where are my MIDIs at? Wow. Oh my God. All right. Well. Let's see. I had some noise going on. We have not even done just like a regular pitch mod. Yo, that's one oscillator, everybody. Or is that VCO2? Raw sounds, no effects? Oh, come on. It sounds so good with reverb. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's do, I got, yep, okay, my dub is off. That is bone dry. Oh, here. Okay, well, good time to show how maybe some gain staging. Let's see, have we done that? Just like, okay. Just trying to show like where, and I guess maybe YouTube over YouTube, it's something best to experience in person. Just kind of where the saturation is, and as you drive the mixer. now that that's done, the effects, I do like, man, I'm a sucker for like, this is a, what do you call it, like a space echo style. So I just played those notes in on a MIDI keyboard. The sequencer is always listening. And you can turn that off, by the way. If you hit the transpose, it will stop recording the new incoming note data. But I played a little riff that just basically the sequencer picked it up. Let's use the LFO as a clock. That is awesome. So we did not show what I'm doing right now. Let me just turn the volume down. So I have the note. I'm making sure I'm not showing Ableton, I'm showing the synth. So with the note sequence transpose on, when I play a note on the keyboard, now that the sequence is already playing, it's going to transpose the whole sequence. Oh, it absolutely is a beast without the effects. I mean, what do you say? What do they say? You can't polish a turd, right? Is that inappropriate? No, I think we're adults here. No, you start off with a really awesome core sound, and then anything you add on to it is just going to make it that much better. I probably could have said that a little bit more eloquently, but Oh yeah, the patch sheet. It is my intention to put some patches out and to make a patch sheet. Generally, it's my experience that Analogue Solutions includes them in the manual. I might have totally just made that up, but I think that's the case. Well, hey, thank you guys very much for watching. Really appreciate you tuning in. Let us know if there's something you want to see, like in a future video or any ideas, because we'll be making content consistently. So yeah, thank you. We're going to end the stream.